Welcome to the Gospel Road. John 8 is what we will look at today. It says, "But Jesus went to the Mount of Olives. Early in the morning, he came again to the temple. All the people came to him and sat down and taught them. The scribes and the Pharisees brought a woman who had been caught in adultery, and placing her in the midst, they said to him, 'Teacher, this woman has been caught in the act of adultery.' Now, in the law, Moses commanded us to stone each woman. So what do you say?" This they said to test him, that they might have some charge to bring against him. Jesus bent down and wrote with his finger on the ground. And as they continued to ask him, he stood up and said to them, "Let him who is without sin among you be the first to throw a stone at her." And once more he bent down and wrote on the ground. But when they heard it, they went away one by one, beginning with the older ones. And Jesus was left alone with the woman standing before him. Jesus stood up and said to her, "Woman, where are they? Has no one condemned you?" She said, "No one, Lord." And Jesus said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go, and from now on, sin no more." Again, Jesus spoke to them, saying, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." So the Pharisees said to him, "You are bearing witness about yourself. Your testimony is not true." Jesus answered, "Even if I do not bear witness about myself, my testimony is true, for I know where I come from and where I am going, but you do not know where I come from or where I'm going. You judge according to the flesh. I judge no one. Yet even if I do judge, my judgment is true, for it is not I alone who judge, but I and the Father who sent me. In your law it is written that the testimony of two people is true. I am the one who bears witness about myself, and the Father who sent me bears witness about me." They said to him, therefore, "Where is your Father?" Jesus answered, "You know neither me nor my Father. If you knew me, you would know my Father also." These words he spoke in the treasury as he taught in the temple, but no one arrested him because his hour had not come yet. So he said to them again, "I am going away, and you will seek me, and you will die in your sins. Where I am going, you cannot come." So the Jews said, "Will he kill himself, since he says, 'Where I am going, you cannot come'?" He said to them, "You are from below. I am from above. You are of this world. I am not of this world. I told you that you would die in your sins, for unless you believe that I am he, you will die in your sins." So they said to him, "Who are you?" And Jesus said to them, "Just what I have been telling you from the beginning. I have much to say about you and much to judge, but he who sent me is true, and I declare to the world what I have heard from him." They did not understand that he had been speaking to them about the Father. So Jesus said to them, "When you have lifted up the Son of Man, then you will know that I am he, and that I do nothing on my own authority, but speak just as my Father taught me. And he also sent me is with me. He has not left me alone, for I always do the things that are pleasing to him." And he was saying these things. Many believed in him. So Jesus said to the Jews who believed in him, "If you abide in my word, you are truly my disciples, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free." They answered him, "We are offspring of Abraham, and have never been enslaved to anyone. How is it that you say you will become free?" Well, Jesus answered them, "Truly, truly, I say to you, everyone who practices sin is a slave to sin. The slave does not remain in the house forever. The son remains forever. So if the son sets you free, you will be free indeed. I know that you are an offspring of Abraham, and yet you seek to kill me because my word finds no place in you. I speak of what I have seen with my father, and you do what you have heard from your father. They answered him, Abraham is our father. Jesus said to them, if you were Abraham's children, you would be doing the works of Abraham did. But now you seek to kill me, a man who told you the truth that I heard from God. This is not what Abraham did. You are doing the works your father did. They said to him, we were not born of sexual immorality. We have our father, even God. And Jesus said to them, if God were your father, you would love me. For I came from God, and I am here. I came not of my own accord, but he sent me. Why do you not understand what I say? It is because you cannot hear, or you cannot bear to hear my word. You are of your father the devil, and your will is to do your father's desires. He was a murderer from the beginning and does not stand in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks out of his own character. He is a liar and the father of lies. Because I tell you the truth, you do not believe me. Which one of you convicts me of sin? If I tell the truth, why do you not believe me? Whoever is of God hears the words of God. The reason why you do not hear them is that you are not of God. Well, the Jews answered him, are we not right in saying that you are a Samaritan and have a demon? Jesus answered, I do not have a demon, but I honor my Father, and you dishonor me. Yet I do not seek my own glory. There is one who seeks it, and he is the judge. Truly, truly, I say to you, if anyone keeps my word, he will never see death. The Jews said to him, now we know that you have a demon. Abraham died and did the prophets, yet you say, if anyone keeps my word, he will never taste death? Are you greater than our father Abraham, who died, and the prophets died? Who do you make yourself out to be? And Jesus answered, if I glorify myself, my glory is nothing. It is my Father who glorifies me, of whom you say he is our God. But you have not known him. I know him. If I were to say that I do not know him, I would be a liar like you. But I do know him, and I keep his word. Your father Abraham rejoiced that he would see my day. He saw it and was glad. So the Jews said to him, you are not yet 50 years old, and have you seen Abraham? And Jesus said to them, truly, truly, I say to you, before Abraham was I am. So they picked up stones to throw at him, but Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple. John 8. It's what we're looking at today. And as I always say, be sure to read that for yourself and see how it can help you. You know, Jesus said in there, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. You know, we hear a lot of times when you go through the New Testament and follow Jesus's life, he's going to the Mount of Olives or going to some mount, spending a lot of time, alone time, you know, kind of like the quiet time to refresh himself, to spend some time with God. A lot of times we call that self-care anymore, which we need that. We need to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves so we can be that better person to help other people. I actually read a thought the other day It was a meme. I can't remember, and I know it was on social media, but it was talking about how we go through hard times. And by going through those struggles, we are able to help others the way God has helped us through the struggle. Which then leads to, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will not walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. You know, Jesus talks through here about knowing God, about knowing Him. And the Jews did not know Him. And they didn't understand that. And sometimes we go through life not understanding what people say. Now, we also hear remember the bracelets, what would Jesus do? We also have heard a lot growing up, be like Jesus. Which that question is, are we a light to the world? You know, Jesus is light of the world. Are we a light to the world? You know, are we that peace when we're helping someone else to be that better person, to really put a smile on someone's face? You know, they say the best part of you is a smile that you share every day. That is your character. And that smile can really help someone else. Now, do I smile every day, Dad? No. I fail. You know, I've said that many times of how I fail a lot, and I do. I just am not the best. And even when it comes to that time to recharge myself, be honest, I am not the best at that either. In fact, the last few months struggling, and I know I've been talking about that just because a lot of extra responsibilities that have been dropped on my plate, and I'm trying to get that balanced out and figured out. And sometimes I'm okay. Sometimes I'm not okay. But we need to remember that we are a light, like Jesus is a light to us, to encourage us, to lift us up, to help us through, to make us better. That is the same thing for us, for others, to lift them up, to make them better, to help them be the best part of them, the best version of them that they can be, the best worker, the best friend, the best family member, you know, the best father, the best grandfather, aunt, uncle, parent, whatever it is. Striving to be the best that we can be, being better today than we were yesterday, always trying to be that better person, to really grow and to help one another. I mean, thank goodness this week has been a leaky week for me, as someone said on social media, because Monday had changed out a faucet in the sink because it's been leaking, and I got that done. Only to Tuesday found a water line got loose, and that was leaking, so then I got that, and I keep looking, and so far it's holding well, to a toilet leaking, and had to have the wax ring replaced. And I had a friend come over and help me with that, because I had no concept, not even the first thought of what I should do to get that done. And they helped. So that's been my week. It's been a leaking week. Yeah. And maybe you've had that this week. It's been a leaking week. But in different leaks. I know my week has been very stressful, and after getting the toilet done yesterday, I felt better. But then sometimes I did get some quiet time yesterday, and that's not always good for me. It just depends where my mind was at that point. But sometimes I've got to face those pieces, and I've got to work myself through them. And that's the part that I'm not getting done, is working my way through those pieces. And that's what I have to try and figure out how to do, is to get that done. Work through the thoughts. Work through the emotions. Work through the feelings. Is it easy? No. By no means. Just like a lot of times dealing with people, dealing with work is not easy. And a lot of times it depends on who you are and what you can deal with and what you can do. But we always try to be the best that we can be. John 8. That's what we looked at today. Be sure to read that. And how can it help you in life every day to be that better person? How can it lead you through to help someone else be stronger, to want to be better, to work harder, to improve themselves? I mean, I try to improve myself, not just through work. I need to be better at that, but I'm trying to improve myself through exercise, trying to take care of myself, trying to be a little healthier than I could be. I mean, I've done well, but I can do better. Always trying to do better. As they always talk about that 360 degrees of health, body, mind, and soul. Keeping your mind healthy, keeping your body healthy, and then keeping your soul healthy. They all work together. And when you can get those in sync, you can do a lot. You can be a lot. You can get it done. John 8. That is what we looked at today. Be sure to read it for yourself. And again, really see what it can do to help you grow to be the best that you could be. Thank you for listening. And if you enjoyed this, be sure to share it on social media. You can find me on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all of My Buddy Jimmy, as well as mybuddyjimmy.com. You can see my word of the days, my other podcasts that I share. In fact, yesterday was not one of my better days because I ended up not even doing a word because this has not been a week for me. Not a good week at all. But we have those. We have those weeks. We have those days. But we just keep going. I have some things to get done today, and I had someone ask me, "Are you sure you're going to be okay?" I'm like, I gotta be. I gotta do it. I gotta get it done. There's no options. They don't understand that, though, when we have those conversations, because they just look at me and say, "Just say no, just give it up." I'm like, no, I have responsibilities. And that's the part of being an adult. As we get older, we learn that we have to be responsible. I'm not able to not be responsible. And sometimes that can be harsh for me because I don't get a break that I should. And I can be harder on myself. Because if I ever fail at being responsible, that bothers me. I know not everyone understands that. I get it. It's not always about me. In fact, it's rarely ever about me. Though people think that's how I think. Unfortunately, you're not in my mind. You're not in my brain. You don't know how I think. You might think you do. But you don't want to be in there either. It's a pretty tragic place. Be a nightmare for some. Anyway. Again, give me a rating if you enjoyed this as well on your favorite platform that you're listening. I do really appreciate you listening and finding me on social media and sharing me as well. Thank you for listening to The Gospel Road. God bless.
Spinal adjustments provided by Dr. Chad Rolfson. The Spinal Tuning Chiropractic Center is a Des Moines area low flat fee per month unlimited chiropractic care practice. When life happens, just adjust. Schedule today at spinaltuning.com.
If you're looking for help with software, app, web development, be sure to check out my friends at ingenuitycompany.com. They believe in their clients. Software development, app development, web development, visioning, design thinking, diagramming, organizational development, strategy. They can help you at the Ingenuity Company. Find out more at ingenuitycompany.com.
Barbecue provided by Kenny's Rib Wagon, catering ribs for your pleasure and serving daily at Plaza Pub, 62nd and Douglas in Des Moines, across from Merle Hay Mall. Find Kenny's Rib Wagon on Facebook.
The Jimmy Olsen Radio Network.